Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Punkify here on behalf of MMOBomb.com, and welcome to yet another First Impressions. Today we're taking a look at the PvP-focused MMORPG Archlord 2, developed by Webzen. It is the sequel to the original Archlord, which came out a number of years in the past, also PvP-focused. And for those of you wanting to know about the storyline, it's actually set in the same storyline as the original, just in an alternate universe where I guess the events play out slightly differently. I don't know. The game is definitely more focused on the PvP side of things, so why don't we go ahead and get into the character creation and talk about that. Now, there being different servers for different regions, that's great to see. Unfortunately, there's only one server per region, it seems, right now. And with a game that's PvP focused like Archlord 2, it actually restricts you to a particular faction once you make your first character. So you really have to choose which faction you want to be when you play, because otherwise you'll have to delete your characters and then re-roll on the other faction if you want to be on the same server. And now in terms of what factions are available, there's the Azuni and the Krun. The Azuni are kind of like the lighter side faction. They have play host to the humans race that you can play as the humans, and then the Krun play host to the orcs, which you can see here. So these are the orc-like individuals you can play. I already have one, level 6 Mr. Muscles here, and you already get a nice cool looking mask and some shoulder blades. I have to say some of the armor you get early on is definitely cut above the armor you would find in other sort of standard Eastern MMORPGs. That being said, those are only the two races that you can choose from right now. There are future races to come, one per faction. I believe the humans are going to get the Moon Elves as an ally, and then I actually forget what the Krun get, but it's another sort of offshoot of a humanoid race. Definitely something that isn't pretty to the eyes, because that's the whole Krun thing, is to be nitty and gritty like this. So you can choose between male and female here, and it puts them in this sort of preview armor for you to check it out. But you are able to do different things like choose their starting arms, and these arms sort of serve as their class. I like how she has this giant shield, and then she's completely exposed here in the middle. Perfect armor design. Like, you see the guy here, he's like all armored up. Oh, I guess you can see his belly too. You know, they're equally exposed in the belly region there. He's just they just really don't understand how to do proper armor, I suppose. But these four arms represent the fourth styles of class that you have access to, and unlike other MMOs where you choose just one class to start with, these arms are completely dependent on the weapon that you have equipped. So if you have a bow equipped, you'll have access to the bow skills, and you'll individually level up those. If you have access to the lancer, or the lance rather, which is of course the board and shield, or shield and sword, you will level up those skills whenever you're playing with that particular set of items. So that allows you to sort of individually level up separate classes at a time, or separate skill sets at a time, just by equipping different armor. And you can freely do that. There isn't a restriction where you have to have a certain amount of intellect or strength to equip certain types of armor or weapons. It's all just based on what you're kind of tailoring your character to, which is a nice feature. I do like that. So creating our character here, you'll notice you have the option to make them slightly smaller and slightly larger. I'm going to make an Amazonian orc, because you know that seems to fit the lore. You also get a couple different appearances. Was it just me, or did her boobs like grow humongous there? Yep, there it is. Okay, and you can also do the skin colors here, change the hairstyles a bit, make yourself look a little bit customized. Unfortunately, not too many customization options. You'll see you don't even get to choose a different sort of streak color there. On the right hand side, you're able to choose facial decorations. You can zoom in a little bit there. You can put a mask on them. Kind of looks like a Mortal Kombat character there. Make them blind, you know, go for a little Illidan thing. You know, you have a couple options in terms of what you're going to make your facial decorations, but you do get some facial armor pretty soon, so a lot of your character will be sort of covered up by that, although you can choose to hide it, of course. And then you can just go for no pupils, because what's better than red pupils? Red no pupils. You can preview some of the armor sets. I do have to say that a couple of the armor sets they have available are pretty nice looking. If you're fans of very pointy looking armor, you'll definitely have access to that in here. And you can, of course, randomize these options as well to get a couple of those. From here, you'll just choose to create your character name, and then you'll be able to log in to the game. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and do that, because I've already gone through the initial character creation, and it basically just spits you out into an area and immediately starts feeding you quests. So I decided to just, check out the first couple levels, make sure there wasn't anything in particular missing, and then jump forward just a bit so you could see what like level 6 is, for example. Alright, so here's my character, Mr. Muscles. Here I'm in an area where I have to, if I bring up the map, kill these smelly blood roses. You start about here and you kind of work your way around into the next outer lying area. There's the giant map here. So you can start here, kind of work your way into these different areas. Within each zone there seems to be a dungeon that corresponds to that particular faction. So you're able to do a individual dungeon. You can do it by yourself. I believe the later ones will require you to do them with other players. But there is some PvE content in each zone available outside of questing. That being said, this game is very PvP focused, and I believe you get your first taste of, ooh, my bow reached level 4, so there you go. I believe you get your first taste of PvP in the contested zones, which if you look on the map here, the first contested zones are over here in these contested areas. So here's the Krun, this is where they start, the Azuni start on the left, and you'll progress through these different areas before being spit out into the contested zone. I don't really know if there's any other earlier PvP. There are skirmishes, which start at level 30, and then there's Battlegrounds, which are 200 versus 200, and those start at level 40. That being said, as a low-level player, I don't see any potential PvP options as of yet. All right, so I did level up this skill, so I'll go ahead and show how the skill progression works. I have, as you can see down here, equipped a trainee's bow. And I also have a trainee's wand, which I can cycle back and forth through by hitting Z and X. When I level up any of these skills by, as you can see, the weapon experience, by using it, I'm able to then put a couple of points into varying abilities and sort of flesh that out some. So let's see here. I can deal 87 damage to the target and 10% chance to decrease their attack speed is pretty nice. I can also choose to decrease the movement speed. I kind of like that, so I can kite a little bit better there. And I'll hit apply and learn that skill. So once I've learned it, I can drop it down on my bar. And as you notice, there's even combo abilities. So once you start using, say, Speedy Hands, it'll progress into Sharpshooter and then Arrow of Suffering. I have Knee Arrow, or Keen Arrow rather, which progresses into Weakening Arrow. And you can only use Weakening Arrow after you use the Keen Arrow. Oh, I'm getting attacked. I didn't even notice it. I thought there was just like another character attack in there. Oh, let's hope I don't die. See, I do have like countless potions, so go ahead and use a minor health potion there, heal myself up. There we go. This is sort of the first area where I've seen some minions which are aggro based. A lot of them are these yellow style minions which you see oftentimes where it just waits for you to attack them. Alright, so using my skill here, as you'll notice, I can chain combo into my other ability there and then sort of pull back and hold down one and deal some overall damage. Now if I wanted to cycle, I could hit X here, cycle over to my mage build, which has a lot of frost abilities there, and it looks like I leveled up, which is awesome. So far, I think I feel like I shouldn't have done a bow into wand. I thought that would be a good combination, but the bow has an ability which decreases the physical damage resistance, which would go nice with a couple of the other classes, because those are all focused, or weapon styles, because those are all focused with dealing physical damage. Unfortunately, I can reduce magical damage here with the mage, but only this class really does magical damage. But it's pretty cool. They got some nice little effects there as you send out some ice bolts, if you will. So I leveled up, I believe, and by hitting C you can look at your level here and place points into different little stat attributes. One thing I will say is that please make sure that you're putting points where you want to actually put them, because it looks like later on you may have to pay for the reimbursements of these points in the skill system, and I believe maybe also here as well. And I'll show you what I mean in just a bit. So hit apply there, apply the changes, and as you can see I can't return those. So I put a little bit more intellect, a little bit more stamina there. There's also the mastery tab where you can see your proficiency with each class. Level 4 with the bow, almost level 2 with the lance, and level 4 also with the wand. Do I have any skills that I can increase with the wand? No, I can't increase anything right now. But as you'll see, I have my basic attacks, and then going into Frost Blast and Frost Shard, again, the whole combo system. In terms of questing here, questing, unfortunately, did I kill all these I need? Smelly? Oh, I gotta kill one more. Questing is very, very sort of your standard mill. In fact, I don't really like the questing system at all, mainly for the fact that I can't really read. You know, usually they give you a decent sort of description over here, like a little preface of what you're supposed to do. And unfortunately in this, it kind of just cuts it off a little bit. Alright, so make sure any of these... Yeah, it just kind of cuts it off, unfortunately. Which means that I have to either open it up or just, you know, start attacking things just to see what I'm actually supposed to attack. Otherwise, you just sort of click over here and then you'll read exactly which type of goblins you're supposed to have to kill, or which type of lust blooms you have to destroy. You know, there's a specific type of enemy. Even if they look the same, they have to make sure it's the specific name of that enemy in order for you to get that credit, which can be very annoying here. So these are all in progress, as you can see. Let's come up here. I think I have a couple quests to turn in. Let's go ahead and talk to this guy, Poison Prevention. Got a couple of these little loot boxes that you get a pretty good... Let's see, I'll go ahead and complete that too. You get it at a pretty good pace. Whoa. Have I done this quest? Ah, looks like I get some pretty nice armor for doing that. I'll go ahead and opt to do that. Some quests are green, other ones are blue and yellow. I think these are sort of like the main storyline quests. It doesn't really make sense. I thought they would be something like to denote like the difficulty, like green being harder, yellow being a little more difficult, or green being easier, yellow being a little more difficult. But I don't really know. It kind of seems like it just sends you all over the place. Do I have to kill smellies some more? I need to destroy, what are these poisons? There is these auto-pathing, as you can see. It also tells you on the map where you'll need to go. And it tells you where it's taking you to. Do I have to kill these things? Ah, man, it's kind of hard to drag the mouse a little bit. Let's see here. Let's just try killing these and see if I need to kill them. So you only have access to a couple skills starting out early. With something like the mage, a lot of the other baseline skills, they're all actually... Oh, it looks like I froze them up. They're all actually healing spells, so you get a lot of heal spells early on with the mage, and so definitely more of a support style class as well. Still can't use a lot of these items here that I've just picked up. I can use this though. Gives me max HP, although it does. It's overall pretty good, so I'll put it on. How's it look? Not bad. I got a little bit better armor there. So some of these rewards you see here, these items are restricted level 8, level 7. I finally can get to wear this. I got those like a long time ago. And so it's a little bit confusing to get item rewards, which are like 3 or 4 levels above you, especially in the starting zone like this. It doesn't really make that much sense here. Alright, so got to collect these Forsaken things. And I guess I should click on it so I can... Or is it? Oh, there we go. Click Forsaken limbs from 2 Forsakens. Alright, so I do need to kill those off. And then I also need to click Marigolds. It has you do sort of like these crafting or gathering. Do you want to abandon? No, I don't want to abandon that. I just want to pick this up. It has you these farming, gathering quest lines. There is crafting in the game. You are able to craft different weapons and gears. In fact, it's sort of just built into your character. You don't have to pick them up or anything like that. You see, I have weapon crafting. I have all the different crafting things here. It's just a matter of getting the recipes and making sure that I have the required proficiency for them. So again, it's more just focused on, you know, leveling you up, going through the dungeons, and getting to those main PvP areas. Because unfortunately, until then, it kind of just makes it to a little bit of a stale leveling experience. You know, nothing really crazy. All these quests so far have been very, very basic. A lot of kill and collect, and the inventory system is also pretty convoluted. I mean, you do get the option to sort the items and have an expanded view, which is really nice, but there are no separate sort of bags or anything like that for crafting or quest items or crafting items for that matter, which generally means, unfortunately, that some quests have you pick up multiple item types. So while they do stack, you'll have like 3 different types of items for one quest. And that, unfortunately, makes for situations where you'll run out of space very quickly. And you kind of have to like prioritize which quest you do so that you make sure you can complete it and hold all the items necessary for it. So things like that just really don't seem very logical too much. Alright, so I gotta kill these Forsaken guys as well. can hit him with this skill here. Slow him down. There we go. Pick up some more items here. It's hard to, you can't actually use you can use the right mouse to sort of move your camera around, but it also serves as like a clicking on the ground. I think you can maybe turn that option off, so that would probably be useful. I mean, a lot of people are going to complain that it's tab targeting, which I can definitely see that being a pretty huge complaint. A lot of people like that style of PvP though when it comes to MMOs. Makes it a little bit easier to focus on targets and have a little bit more overall control over which spells. And I know people like the fact that you can chain spells between different you know, weapon types. And as far as the difference between other factions' weapons, everybody has access to the same style of classes. The weapon appearance or the name of the weapon is what changes. So if it's a wand for me. It kind of looks like a staff. That's called a wand though, and it's a staff for the other faction. I don't know aesthetically though if it actually changes the look of the item. So it looks like I got a pretty good boot setup. I'll go ahead and opt to put those on. This one's overall better too, so I'll take that. You can also reinforce your gear and add things like these reinforcement stones into it, which give it additional stats. You'll need to get these dungeon tickets and skirmish tickets to go into PvP, which is a little bit awkward, I think. I don't think there should ever be like a need for a resource to get into any of the other extra content. I think it should just be like a queue system there. So I still got to kill these tube guys. I wish it would still say, yeah, okay, so there it is, Forsaken Leg. So I still got to kill that. So that's one thing. I do like the fact that it does tell you still have to use these guys or not. It makes it a little easier, but I still would like a more expanded view of the questing area over here. Game is in open beta, so at this point a lot of people would argue that the game is launched, and indeed there is a cash shop which we'll show off here, and people can purchase things in those cash shops. There we go. So the cash shop is right here, the item shop. You can buy things like mounts, bonuses like character experience boost and weapon experience boost, some potions like XP regen or XP increase, rather 25% increase in HP regen, etc. Inventory respecs. This is one thing that I don't know so much about. You can respec your attributes as well as your individual skills for each weapon type. This worries me because I don't know how prevalent these are in the actual game itself. Like, I don't know if you can find certain areas where you can pay. You have to find the books maybe, like they're a random drop, or this is the only way people can actually reset. So really, if you're not looking to spend any money, I would recommend definitely researching early on what skills and what points you want to put in to your skills, because otherwise I can definitely see it being an issue where you place points into things that you not necessarily use later on, and you end up, you know, with all these wasted points and no way to really effectively reimburse them, essentially. Alright, so it looks like I leveled up once more here. Go ahead and again, just trying to get to this. You need 15 points overall before you can move on the next tree, which is really, really unfortunate. I mean, I really would like to get more than 2 or 3 spells. I guess I technically have 3 because this chains into that. But restoration here for tier 1, I can maybe argue that having 1 heal would be beneficial in tier 1, but they literally have like 3 different heals here. They have restoration, healing hands, and atonement, which removes all threats generated by a target. So those are more of a grouping thing. And the first dungeon for both sides, for both factions, is at level 10. So I don't know. I guess they're trying to give you the option of being a healer or a DPS at the same time. Alright, I've gotten all those. I need to kill one more of these guys here. I've seen about 3, maybe 4 different enemy types within the first 8 levels or so. This is actually the first time I've been fighting these mosquitoes. Mainly early on it was goblins and then those Trent things. I also have an experience boost, and I do like the fact that I can just sort of host a full bevy of items here. Let's go ahead and equip these items because they look awfully better than what I'm currently wearing. I do like the fact that I have a whole bevy of like my weapons and everything that I can swap freely between. I kind of wish that these two would actually be bound to the same button. I don't know why it needs to be bound to Z and X. Like, just hit Z and switch between them. Why do you have to go back between the two by hitting a separate button? It's just unnecessary, in my opinion. Choose my reward. I'll go with HP pot every time. And then grab some of those. So it's very much a potion game. You have access to quite a lot of potions that you'll use. And then anything breastplate related. So I want to go for attack speed and magical damage. I'm kind of go for a magic build here. Physical attack speed. Okay, that's pretty good. Damage reduction. Let's go with this here. It's a little bit better on the HP, a little bit worse on HP recovery, but it's more magical focus, so I do like that very much. Also got me some gloves there, which are nice. Go ahead and equip that. One thing I think is interesting is they actually sell an item in the cash shop where you can unbind something to yourself. So let's say you picked up an item on the ground and you bound it to yourself by wearing it. You can unbind it by buying this item and then I guess resell it to other people. Game ended up crashing on me there for a second, but I was just saying that it seems as though with this item in the cash shop, I believe it's the unbinder here, you'll be able to unbind an item that you wore previously, which was good for you until you got an upgrade, and then use this item to unbind it and then maybe sell it to someone else. Or, I don't know, just unbind it for the giggles, I guess. Who knows, really, the full extent of what that item can be used for. And why is this quest blue? I want to know why this is blue. Use the windy teleport here. I will use it. Looks like there is a small little motion that I can do. And my guy makes this like really crazy noise when I do that, which is a little bit silly here. Oh, look, a contested area. Well, we'll go ahead and complete here. Looks like I was able to get into a PvP area at level 8 now. So good to know here. Not sure what I'm supposed to do, but we can find out. Maybe this is a small little zone where I'm able to do some PvP and maybe complete some quests here. I don't want to leave the canyon yet. Destroy the stakes in Windy Canyon. Alright. Get rid. Kill charges in the Windy Canyon. And kill healers. Alright. So this is again more kill quests here. Let's go ahead and maybe I can click. There we go. There is of course the auto pathing here. Staple of any Asian MMORPG it seems. So these are our healers, I believe. The enemy healers should be over there. So I guess it's up to you to sort of go and kill them, and hopefully other players will show up in this area as you do so to have a little bit of a PvP. Did I just walk through that barricade? I am ethereal. So there's flags right there. Do I have to kill you? Let's find out. One thing I will mention is that you seem to deflect and miss your attacks quite consistently. On level 6, there we go. Nicely done. I want to level these guys. These guys are level 5, so it's actually a pretty low level quest. Like, questing seems like all over. Sometimes you go to some areas and you're doing something pretty simple, like, you know, just killing something a few levels below you, and then you get to other areas and you're doing something that's your level. It just seems a little bit inconsistent, unfortunately. Another player here. I need to kill stakes. Are these stakes? Those are barricades. Nope. Ah, here's a healer. So it's basically a mage shot class like myself. Alright. Now you can hit H and see the overall Battlegrounds. These are the 200 versus 200 Battlegrounds here. These happen on certain days at certain times. And you'll see here who the winner is. Looks like the Azuni are crushing us right now. They win pretty much every battle, it seems. Particularly Blackbeard and Chrysera. These two guys will end up being the Archlords. Essentially, when you do the Battlegrounds, it all culminates into the final Battleground, which is the City Siege, I believe. And then after that, the top 60 or so players will compete to become the Archlord. And once you're the Archlord, you have access to special skills, special mounts, consumables, stuff like that. And you basically hold on to that title until someone dethrones you. And you are the server's version of that. So there are the only Archlord on the server until someone dethrones you. So that's a nice mechanic there, but it does take a while, and you of course have to be pretty committed to the PvP of the game. And you're going to want to do a lot of theory crafting as well, because of the fact that it's clear that stats matter in the sense that I'm right there. I missed, you know, my follow-up combo spell, and if like PvP is anything like the PvE, And that means you're going to really want to look towards knowing those caps and knowing exactly how many of these do I have to kill. I've already killed enough of those. I got to kill one more of these. You're going to want to know those stats so that you get hit capped and don't miss out on your attacks. Yeah, that's a lot of the damage. Okay, I've killed the chargers. I think I pretty much killed everybody I need to kill in this area here. Wooden barricades I need to destroy. Don't worry, I'll slow it down. It can't go anywhere. There's a wooden barricade. I really wish there would be players, and I would have expected some of these lower level areas there to be players. Because generally speaking, usually, you know, you get a pretty decent amount in the first level zones, people trying things out and what have you. But it doesn't look like that is the case. Looks like Apprentice Supply. So it looks like maybe if I went over there, that would... Oh, a player! A player! Get him! Yes! I killed a player. Ice cold witch. No more. You're icy cold because you're dead. Dead. Alright. Mr. Muscles here proving that he has got what it takes to be a PvPer. I like how he likes like a noise every time I hit the ground there. But alright guys, looks like I have some unread mail. And I'm not able to do any crafting unfortunately because I have yet to stumble across any sort of pattern. But hopefully that gives you a good idea of what to expect from at least the early game within Archlord 2. If you guys want to try it out yourself, of course the game is free to play, open beta currently. You can download it off the Webzin's official site now. And like I said, there are servers for different regions, so you don't have to just play on the North American servers. It looks like these quests are maybe daily quests, which is why they're denoted as blue. Makes sense there. But until next time, guys, let's make sure I don't have anything to level up here. Looks like everything's pretty much been leveled. Put a couple more points into here. Just kind of, I like my agility go up a little bit. It's for critical hit chance and accuracy, which of course is great because I miss almost half of my attacks, seems like. Go ahead and apply those stats there. Let's gain a little bit more HP. But yeah, until next time, we'll see you later, guys. Oh, let's... Sorry, I'm getting distracted here. What do you have anything interesting for me? You're like the first vendor I've ever seen in the entire game. No, you just have some basic potions, but at least I can sell some stuff finally. Been meaning to sell some stuff. Your inventory gets really cluttered pretty quickly, like I mentioned before. Let's go ahead and sell these things, and I got a bless box. What's in this bless box? Some more items for me to use. Don't really seem like they're that much better. One thing I will mention really quickly is the beta pack here and the rival pack. They all seem to have some armor sets in them. It doesn't really talk about the stats of the armor, but they do indeed have set bonuses. So I think these are maybe like cosmetic items here, as you can see the avatar items. So the avatar items do look like they have certain set bonuses which you can place on yourself. So I would definitely argue that that is slightly pay to win in that respect. Holy crap, look at all these experience boosts. Man, I'll be able to level my ability weapons or my weapon abilities for days. Absolute days. But alright guys, until next time, if you guys want to learn more about Archlord 2, check out the full profile on MMOBomb.com. As of now, there's not a ton of official documentation, so I would recommend if you're really looking to get into the game, check out the Wikipedia page, as well as the official forums. That seems to be where a lot of the theory crafting is taking place. But until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Spunkify out. Later, guys.